Weird that I went with a large sizing. I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe it's a misclick. Okay, we get called by what looks like a pretty standard player. All right, so on this board, we have queens, kings, aces, jacks. I don't expect the big blind to have any of those hands. Sorry. Don't expect big blinds to have any of those hands. I think big blind has a lot of suited hands, some lower pairs. He's got the sets. He's probably got threes and fours. And maybe he's got some king jack, ace jack, queen jack, 10 jack, those types of hands. So we unblock the jack, and queens is like the hand that the overpair that benefits most from protection. So I think we would size up a bit here and go with like a 2/3 pot size bet. Okay, we go for like a 3/4 pot size bet. That seems fine. Can we get called when we get called? He on this drive aboard. I think he's really, really filtered towards just like Jack X, and then maybe like threes or fours. Three comes in, that's a pretty good card for us, right? That means he probably doesn't have threes. So now he's kind of just down to a set of fours. Ace Jack, King Jack, Queen Jack. I guess maybe he could have a hand like 5/6 suited. Yeah, I could see him having a hand like 5/6 suited. Maybe Ace Deuce suited with the back door, something along those lines. He checks again. I think like I think we size up here with queens. I think it's really hard for us to be beat on this board in particular. The 3 is about as good a card as we could hope for on the turn. So I think we have some overbets here, and I think queens is probably a fine overbet. We unblock the jack, which makes it a bit better for overbetting, in my opinion. We unblock his calls. Okay, so we do go for an overbet, and we get called. Okay, so now I'm thinking villain is very filtered, very, very weighted towards Jack X. I guess he could still have pocket fours, but hands like Ace Jack, King Jack. Obviously, I guess we block Queen Jack. And I don't even know if 10 Jack is really coming along here. So, I mean, once he calls this big bet, like he's saying he's got a very strong hand. Hand like Ace Jack, maybe. Okay, 7 of hearts rolls off. He checks again. We have the Queen of Hearts, which is nice. I don't know if he's calling the flop with many heart draws. Bet pretty large on a flop, so like I think he should be folding most of his backdoor heart draws, unless he had a bigger ace high heart flush draw, which we kind of block with the queen. We have a pot size bet left. I think we're really targeting. I guess like if we jam, do we get called by Ace Jack? What's like the proper bet sizing here if we're targeting a hand like Ace Jack? Yeah, I think I'll fine with a jam here. I'm just trying to think like if we only get called by better somehow, like only fours. I mean, there's very few combos of fours. I guess he could have pocket jacks, right? Like, I mean, I was just expecting him to 3-bet pocket jacks pre. And like I said, with my big flop bet, I don't foresee that he has backdoor hearts. So I think we just go ahead and rip it, and we get snap called, and he does have jacks. So I guess from his perspective, I guess I did raise a bit larger. by 4x rather than, but I think I would expect most players in the pool to be 3-betting jacks there, being out of position. But he does just flat call. Okay. Super dry flop, very safe. I mean, he's got top set. Checks to me, makes sense. Just calls, makes sense. He doesn't really want to have any check raises on this board. Or not many, at least. You could have some backdoor flush draw, straight draw, combo check raises probably. So he's gonna have those. Then maybe he could be check raising a hand like Jack Jack. Yep, 3 hearts, he fills up. Takes it over to me, I overbet, no reason for him to raise. I'm basically saying I have a big hand, so yeah, you can just call. The heart comes and he checks. That's interesting. I think I have a lot of checkbacks. Well, do I? If I'm not checking back queens, what hands am I checking back? 10 jack or something, but I don't think I'm overbetting the turn with 10 jack. So yeah, I don't think I have a lot of checkbacks. Huh? I don't know. I think it seems fine, but maybe I'm wrong. All right. Ace king suited under the gun. So on a board like this, I get flat called by the hijack. On a board like this, I've got to be really cautious. His cold calling range from the hijack against an under the gun open should be pretty snug, like some middling, like, I mean, maybe like 5, 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s. Hands like that, some bigger aces, maybe some suited connectors, like 8, 9 suited, 9, 10 suited, 10 jack suited, jack queen suited, hands like that. So he's doing quite well on this board. I think we're just going to be range checking in this spot. Almost always, yeah, we're just gonna be range checking in this spot. Okay, and then he just bets huge and we're just gonna let it go. Hands he might be doing this with, I mean, a wide variety of hands. But I am interested, like, I don't think he'd be choosing the sizing unless he had like a small flush. I don't think if he had a nutted hand, he would be choosing the sizing. But I guess like if he had a hand like 10 jack with a heart or something like that, or maybe like queen jack with a heart, something along those lines. Ace 7 with the heart. Oh man. So he cold call with 8-7 off. I guess, yeah, he's 33-13. Small sample. All right, I think queen jack suited under the gun get called by the small blind, which is interesting. Expect him to have pocket pairs, broadways, some suited connectors. Maybe some ace highs. So on this board, we have a ton of overpairs. Types of hands that he has. Maybe he's got some flush draws, some overcards. He's got some overpairs too, for sure. 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s. I suspect he'd be 3-betting maybe like 9s, 10s, jacks. I'm not sure. Somewhere around there, he would start to 3-bet. He's got some ace high, some bigger aces. We have the queen of hearts, and we have queen high. And I think this board is low enough that we could get away with a larger bet. Like a lot of our range wants to choose a larger sizing on this board, like 7s, 8s, 9s. But it is just a little bit connected, and he's got all the sets here as well. So I guess we can't really, he's got the sets and we don't really. I mean, I guess we do have some straights, right? We're raising all of our suited aces. So ace 3 suited, we got 4 combos of ace 3 suited here. He's probably got 6, 7 suited I think we're mixing with 6-7 suited under the gun. So we probably have some calls of 6-7 suited as well. But yeah, I think most of our early position opening range is going to be some strong ace highs and some over pairs. So I think the sizing is correct here. I don't know if this hand in particular is going to be a bet. It's maybe a situation where I want to check back for visibility and see what he does on the turn. See what the turn brings, but I guess as played, we do go ahead and see bet, and he folds king queen. So that's a good outcome for us, I guess. Yeah. Getting him to fold all of his broadways is nice. Getting him to fold even hands like 9-10, like hands that have decent equity against us is good. Let's see what else. Problem is, like, I guess with this sizing, maybe he is going to be folding some aces. I don't know, with a gut shot and just high cards. I'm not sure if he's folding his aces. Definitely not for a smaller sizing. Like I said, I think the sizing is probably right on this board, but I'm not sure that the hand selection is. This may be a spot where I'm going to be checking back. What strong hands would I be checking back? Aces. Maybe like ace, king of hearts. Yeah. Okay, on this board, we're doing quite well in comparison to the big blind. The big blind shouldn't have too many 3s or 4s. It's pretty dry. We have all of our overpairs that want to choose a larger sizing here. Big blind has just mostly just overcards, some overpairs, definitely some overpairs like 5s, 6s, 7s. He could have a hand like 5-6 suited. It's probably pretty infrequent. Yeah, I mean, he's just got our range is just much stronger than his on this board. So I think we go for a 2/3-ish sizing here with probably our whole range. Or we check back. What was I thinking here? Maybe I was thinking check back, see if he checks the turn again, then we just attack and we just bet big, bet big. Kind of makes sense. Yeah, I guess like, I don't know. Seems like a board where we should be betting at a very high frequency. Okay, he checks again and now we just start betting, I think. Like get him to fold queen high, king high. He may not be folding ace high all that often here on this board after we check back the flop. So it may take 2 bets to get him to fold ace high. I don't even know if he's folding ace high with 2 bets. Interesting spot. Okay, so we just check back. King comes and he checks a 3rd time. Now we have to bet. God, I hope we bet. Okay, and he folds. Probably has a hand like 9-10 suited, 7-8 suited, queen 10's off. Yikes. All right, cool. We're gonna hop into a session now.